AI-made movie trailers. So real YouTube is panicking. What if I told you the most anticipated movie of the year doesn't exist? That the trailer you just watched, the one with millions of views featuring your favorite actors in a blockbuster sequel you've been waiting years for, was completely fake? This isn't some thought experiment. This is the new reality on YouTube, and it's one of the most explosive topics in AI we've ever covered. For years, a shadow industry of AI-generated movie trailers has been quietly booming, creating content so realistic it's getting almost impossible to spot the fakes. They've racked up billions of views, built channels with millions of subscribers, and fooled just about everyone. But that illusion is starting to shatter. In 2025, YouTube launched a massive, unprecedented crackdown, a move so sudden and severe that it sent shockwaves through the creator community. This isn't just about a few fake videos. This is a war for what's real on the internet's biggest video platform, and the outcome could change YouTube forever. Welcome to NextCore AI, your front row seat to the future. Started with a simple, tantalizing idea. What if? What if Titanic had a sequel? What if Tom Holland starred in a Back to the Future remake? Creators began using a blend of slick editing, existing movie clips, and increasingly powerful AI tools to bring these fantasies to life. Channels like Screen Culture and KH Studio became masters of this new art form, churning out a constant stream of concept trailers for movies that audiences were desperate to see. Their subscriber counts soared into the millions, and their view counts climbed into the hundreds of millions, then billions. They were tapping into the raw power of audience anticipation, and for a while, it seemed like a harmless creative bit of fun. But the line between fan-made tributes and outright deception was becoming dangerously blurred. The illusion becomes reality. The problem is, the technology just got too good. What started as simple fan edits evolved into hyper-realistic productions. Creators were combining real footage with AI-generated visuals and uncanny voice clones of famous actors, all packaged with professional graphics and sound design that mimicked official studio releases. The titles and thumbnails were intentionally ambiguous. They wouldn't explicitly say official trailer, but they sure didn't say fan-made either. This ambiguity was the key to their success. The YouTube algorithm, designed to promote whatever gets people clicking, couldn't tell the difference. These fake trailers started ranking higher in search results than actual official trailers from major studios. Millions of people were fooled. The comment sections on these videos are a wild testament to the confusion, filled with excited fans asking for release dates and debating plot points for movies that would never exist. This wasn't just a few gullible viewers. It was a mass deception playing out on a global scale. The scale of this deception hit a critical point when it broke out of the YouTube bubble and into the mainstream media. In one of the most glaring examples, a French national television news channel aired a segment about the upcoming Superman movie and, as if it were official footage, showed clips from a popular AI-generated trailer. The film's actual director, James Gunn, could only respond with 3 vomiting emojis, a perfect symbol of the growing disgust within the creative community. The game wasn't so harmless anymore. The strange alliance and the backlash. Just as the controversy was hitting a boiling point, a bombshell report from Deadline revealed a twist that nobody saw coming. A perfect example of the dark AI ethics and corporate chaos we investigate here at NextCore AI. Hollywood, the very industry whose work was being copied, wasn't fighting back. In fact, some studios were quietly cashing in. Instead of issuing copyright strikes and takedown notices, major studios like Warner Bros. Discovery, Sony, and Paramount had struck deals with YouTube to claim the ad revenue from these fake trailers. The money generated by these videos was being redirected straight into their own accounts. From a cold, business perspective, it made a strange kind of sense. The trailers were basically free marketing, building incredible hype for their real movies. Why shut it down when you could monetize it? This revelation, however, sparked an immediate and furious backlash. The actors' union, SAG-AFTRA, was appalled. They called the practice a race to the bottom, arguing that it incentivized the unauthorized use of their members' digital likenesses and undermined the value of human creativity. They pointed out that studios were profiting from misleading content, that often used AI to replicate actors' performances without their consent or a single dime in compensation. The pressure was mounting from all sides, from deceived viewers, from frustrated Hollywood creatives, and from unions determined to protect their members. YouTube was caught right in the middle of a firestorm, the crackdown. YouTube's response, when it finally came, was swift and decisive. In early 2025, the platform initiated a sweeping crackdown. The hammer fell first on the biggest channels. Screen Culture, with its 1.4 million subscribers, and KH Studio, with over 700,000, were both kicked out of the YouTube Partner Program, instantly cutting off their ad revenue. The demonetization wasn't just limited to their main channels either. YouTube's enforcement applied to any and all channels operated by the creators, leading to the suspension of their alternate accounts, like Screen Trailers and Royal Trailer, shortly after. The platform's justification was rooted in its core policies. YouTube cited its rules against deceptive practices, stating it prohibits content technically manipulated or doctored in a way that misleads viewers. It also invoked its policies on repetitive and reused content, arguing that these trailers didn't significantly transform the original material and were often created for the sole purpose of getting views. Alongside the takedowns, YouTube rolled out new platform-wide rules. As of May 2025, creators are now required to use a new tool in YouTube Studio to disclose when their content is significantly altered or synthetically generated, especially if it looks realistic. This label now appears in the video's description, aiming to provide a layer of transparency that was desperately needed. The message was loud and clear. The Wild West era of AI-generated content was over. YouTube was no longer willing to tolerate a business model built on ambiguity, no matter how many views it pulled in. CTA. The creators of these channels have argued that their intent was never to mislead, but to explore creative what-if scenarios, and a lot of viewers clearly enjoyed them. But where do you think the line should be drawn between creative fan content and harmful deception? This is the core of the conversations we have here at NextCore AI. Whether you're an AI enthusiast, a futurist, or just here for the insanity of it all, we want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve on the most explosive topics in AI, from ethical chaos to what happens when the machines take over, hit that subscribe button and join other viewers staying one step ahead of the machines. The new landscape. The fallout from this crackdown is reshaping the entire landscape for creators who use AI. The message from YouTube is all about transformative value and transparency. The platform isn't banning AI. In fact, it's actively integrating AI tools for things like video dubbing and comment moderation. But it is drawing a hard line. The new philosophy seems to be, AI should be a tool to enhance human creativity, not replace it with low-effort, automated content designed to game the algorithm. For creators, this means the get-rich-quick scheme of pumping out vague concept trailers is pretty much finished. To survive and monetize on the platform now, they have to make sure their work is clearly labeled and genuinely transformative. Many channels have already started rebranding their work as parody trailers or fan-made concepts to stay on the right side of the new policies. For us, the viewers, the change promises a more trustworthy platform, where it's easier to tell the difference between official marketing and a creative fan project. But it also raises some pretty big questions. As AI gets even more powerful and easier to use, how will platforms, regulators, and all of us adapt? Today, it's movie trailers. Tomorrow, it could be fake news reports, political speeches, or educational videos that are just as convincing and potentially a whole lot more dangerous. Conclusion. The story of the AI movie trailer boom and bust is more than just some YouTube drama. It's a perfect case study in the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. It shows how quickly technology can outpace our rules and our norms, creating entire economies out of thin air before we've even had a chance to ask about the consequences. YouTube's crackdown is one of the first major attempts by a massive platform to draw a line in the sand and define the ethical boundaries for AI-generated content. But this is just the beginning of a much larger conversation, one that will define the future of media, truth, and creativity. Here at NextCore AI, This is the conversation we are dedicated to leading. The panic at YouTube might be calming down, but the questions raised by these hyper-realistic fakes are definitely here to stay.